my stuff in the mail from the Saks sale. I mean, it was only 15% off, but still, it gave me license to get what? Oh my God. So seldom are we even like able to have this satisfying of a moment here on my channel where it's like I wanted something and anticipated something for so long, and here it is. This is the Tom Ford Rose lip oil tint, and we're just gonna kick it off with this today because I have other stuff that I want to put on my lips because I also went to Sephora with my friend Rebecca.
Hey Rebecca!
That's going to also be something that plays into this today. But the other thing that I picked up at the Saks sale for 15% off, God, these are so much smaller than I thought they were going to be. I mean, let's be real, I'm not working my way all the way through this, but like these are the Dior single eyeshadows. I'm just dumping out the little sponge tip guys. And I bought two of them because I couldn't tell the difference on the internet. So one of them is Beige Mitza, which is my friend Amanda Z's favorite one. Oh no, we've got competition for Rattly Natalie in this one. They're both Rattly? What? What's in there rattling? Huh. We need some new names, y'all. And then I got Poncho. They really named it Poncho. Like, okay, I don't know. I mean, I guess they call things trench, you know, it's like beige trench or trench of the Victoria Beckham eyeshadow, but Poncho, that's also a garment that can be a color, I guess. I also have some little friends that I got at the Sephora sale. These are all looking really, really similar. I think that this is gonna be one of those things where it just works out to swatch all of these against each other and do like a ridiculously nuanced comparison of two very affordable shadows. Chalk, which is another one of Amanda's favorites, and Choco XS, which, to be honest, I think these all might be the same color. So the sun keeps changing up my ISO a little bit. Like, I don't know if that's gonna help with detail. I think it'd be better if I keep it low. Yeah, and we'll just edit it. We'll just do it live, put it in post. But either way, I'm gonna probably swatch all those next to each other. I'm gonna be going in with the last remnants here of my Chanel Sublimage Le Temps because I love it and it is still my winter favorite and I can't wait to finish it. It's gonna feel really good. And then I'm gonna buy another one. Just for those of you wondering if this is like coming back into favor as my skin has become extraordinarily like winter thirsty, the answer is yes. Yeah, it is absolutely the star of the show as far as winter is concerned and not summer. Also, perioral dermatitis. Wow, it itches. I'm back on medication for it. I'm having a really good time. How are you? I also picked up a couple of lip colors. Like I said, we're gonna start with the Tom Ford because I just want to experience it together. And then this was like the first thing that I saw when I walked in and I was like, do I need that? And apparently I decided yes. This is the Gucci Rouge de Beauté Brilliant. It's like a sheer-ish, very shiny, beautiful lipstick. And this is in the shade Lynette Stone. So I will be using that to kind of top the look off today. It's going to be quite neutral to cool. You know, it's going to be a little bit wintry. And I think that I might even show y'all one of the forthcoming Finding Ferdinand blushes in it as well. So I went on my Instagram. I asked for some questions from y'all. I have no idea what's in there, but let's find out together. Let's go jump in. Woo! The skin is not skinning. Okay, we're gonna start with this. This is my old winter love. This is the Ciaté Dewy Skin Vitamin C Glass Glow Primer, and it's extraordinarily dewy, and my skin needs all the help it can get right now. In the comments, let me just say to anybody who this is their first video of mine that they're watching, I've been experiencing perioral dermatitis for a while now. I'm like on all sorts of things trying to help it. I know that this doesn't help, okay? I know that what perioral dermatitis wants me to do is go into a room and eat crackers and wait for it to be over, okay? But we've got a job to do and the show must go on. So, oh, this is so beautiful. God, look at it. It's such a good like skincare product, but also it's so beautifully dewy. It's like, oh, there's my skin. Jeez. So because of the perioral dermatitis, I was like laying off of my actives. And so now I'm just using my actives like here again and not here. I don't know if that's scientific, but it definitely is causing my forehead to purge again. I'm just so acne prone. I'm just so freaking acne prone. It's like if I don't like hunt it down constantly, if I'm not just in constant pursuit of keeping my pores cleared out, they're just going to get all of their own bad ideas and conspire against me. That's how it feels. Good news is, after all that hair loss, y'all, we're getting there. Like, we're almost back in business. I'm starting to like feel like myself again. It doesn't feel like my hair is totally see-through. It's fantastic. Okay, the other thing that I want to do is use a little bit of my Dr. Jart Cicapair Tiger Grass Color Correcting Treatment because it's got a lot of benefits. It's great for my skin. It's also additional sun protection, and it's color correction. So they've got a lot of really good holiday sets. I think Dr. Jart is a company that does some of the absolute best holiday sets because they're like useful. They're full sizes, and they're such a like tight grouping of products usually that it's like you know exactly what you're getting. It's not like, oh, 2 things I want and then a bunch of riffraff. Wow, that's a really good canvas. I am keeping this little guy out. Like, this is really important. If I can find a lid. There it is. For those of you who are new here or new-ish here and haven't, like, you know, seen me this time last year kind of thing, the Sublimage Le Temps, I've worked my way all the way through it, basically, because it's just my absolute favorite. And then over the summer, we kind of fell out of love because I was like, it's so sludgy. Like, what happened? My skin changed, okay? And, like, that's kind of the essence of the variations and experiences versus my recommendations on my channel, because we're all in different environments, different ages, different seasons, different whatever. And so a lot of times I feel like it helps to give as much context as possible. Like, hey, I have super dry skin and this is my winter foundation, but I started trying to use the Sublimage Le Sens Détente, the other, you know, version of this that's a little lighter weight. Not enough. It made my skin all dry basically by the end of the day, and I was like, okay, it calls for what I remember. I definitely feel like I'm not, you know, losing my mind now because this is so extraordinarily hydrating, but like sometimes I need that and sometimes I don't. Kind of about triage, you know what I mean? You're just kind of always asking your skin what it needs. All right, so there's my base. I'm gonna go in with my Givenchy Prisme Libre concealer. She's very, very hydrating and long wearing and gorgeous, and y'all have seen her plenty. So let's go ahead and look at these questions, see if we have any jumping off points here. Natalie. Natalie's just like, when are you coming to visit me? I love you. Marry me. Okay, I'll marry you. And I'm coming to visit you in January. Favorite chaos food pairing? That's such a good question. So back when I was living in Kansas City, I don't really know why this happened, but like, I don't know, you get these like food obsessions, right? Actually, I have 2, and they both involve chocolate and mint. Okay, so mint M&Ms, which is something I probably haven't had since then. Like we're talking about like 2010. I would go to Target and I would get that gigantic tub that they probably still do of pretzels, just like normal pretzels. And this was before I knew that I'm gluten intolerant, so you know, whatever. And I would basically nestle like 2, like into the little, the larger holes in the pretzel, nestle 2 mint M&Ms into a Target pretzel from a bucket, you know. Let me tell you, that is a snack that works. That dog hunts, okay? And then the other one is actually, if you have never had a York peppermint patty with a cup of black coffee, like a hot cup of black coffee, let me tell you, it's just fantastic. It's euphoric. Why don't I do it more often? I don't know. Probably because it's like the same reason that I can't buy a bag of those Hershey's candy cane kisses, because it's like self-sabotage. Like I'll just black out and eat the whole thing. In fact, so I had the lovely pleasure of getting to see my friend Rebecca and meet her family over Thanksgiving this past week. And one of the first things that she discovered when she got in town, she sends me this picture of, because, you know, if you're a fan of the podcast, you know that Tom and I are always talking about how much we love Andy's mints. It's just one of the millions of things that kind of, you know, just became a running gag. Rebecca found the candy cane Andy's mints. They're so good. And they're crunchy because they actually have candy cane in them. They're brilliant. Ooh, look at my skin. My skin hasn't looked this good in ages. That dewy primer, y'all, I am not kidding. Like, there are so many of us who sit down to do our makeup, look at our skin, and think of how we want our skin to look, and we just can't reconcile them. We're like, how am I going to get there? Let me tell you, that's the one. That's the one that's going to get you there, okay? I look like one of those TikTokers trying to sell you La Roche-Posay. Not that La Roche-Posay is bad, I just don't have it, you know, but that's what that looks like. How's the Fjords collection coming? Okay, I know that this is kind of a hot button issue for y'all because we screwed up, you know what I mean? Like, the communication was really bad. And that was just something that, like, I didn't know to kind of take the wheel on. You have on one hand a brand who has never collabed with a creator before and kind of doesn't know how to do those sorts of things and like move through that process publicly, and like the public aspect of it when you partner with someone who kind of is a public figure. You know, I'm at 90,000, I'm a public figure. I don't know. I'm kind of adjusting to that too. And then you have me on the other side being like, I don't know when to take the wheel and like insist on something when it's my first kind of like hand-in-hand brand partnership too. And so that's been what we've worked on for the next one, is like communication, understanding that like the timeliness of the communication, but also that like I need to trust my instincts more and speak up more, because it's not just about the creative process. I actually needed to also have influence over the release process, because it had a lot of hiccups and it was unfortunate, and I'm really sorry, and I appreciate y'all. And I think that you can still get a little bit of it. Like they made like 10% more than what sold. And so it's all kind of, you know, piecemeal in the process of like selling out on the Finding Ferdinand website. So you can still get a little bit of Summer Abroad. But because of that, it got pushed back. Oh, we were going to go with the Tom Ford. So it got pushed back. I think it's going to come out like January. I'm going to start previewing it next month. Y'all are going to start seeing videos about it next month. Okay, so this does not disappoint. This is heavy. Like I want to carry this in my purse just in case I need to take someone out. Like it's metal and plastic, but like really heavy. I don't know, it's cold. It's nice and cold to the touch. This is my new Tom Ford Rose Lip Oil. Wow! Y'all, trying to explain to my friend that I was hanging out with over the weekend, like we were letting our kids hang out. Oh, it smells so good. It's super subtle, because you know Tom Ford doesn't do a lot of really aggressive fragrances. That's lovely. It's like someone took Turkish Rose from Nest and just dialed it back 90%. You know what I mean? It's just barely there. But yeah, I was trying to explain to her the appeal of this. I was like, I just got this on sale. And she's like, what does it do? I'm like, nothing. She's like, does it plump? I'm like, no. She's like, did it taste like anything? I'm like, nope. She's like, does it have color? I'm like, no. She's like, why'd you want it? I was like, I don't know. I have no allegiance to order. Let's put it on. Oh, it is a lip oil. Okay, it's a lot more rosy when you put it on. You gotta like rose. And I do. But it's rosy. It's like really rosy. It's like pretty perfumey, actually. Okay, I, though, love the way that that looks and feels. I will say the fragrance is kind of a lot. I will provide updates. I will say it's not Turkish Rose dialed back 90%. It's Turkish Rose dialed back 60%. But I like that it's not like a super heavy gloss. It's actually a really nourishing, comfortable lip oil. Because a lot of times they'll say it's a lip oil and it's actually a lip gloss kind of thing. That is luxury. And I love it. That's actually a great thing to do like my prep with, you know, and then we can move into something else afterwards. But how lovely. Ooh. With what I just did, I look like I just woke up really pretty. I don't have any other makeup on that makes it look like I'm wearing makeup, so it just looks like I'm like, oh yeah, this is what my skin looks like when I wake up. This is how my lips look like when I wake up, which is like not the case. I have what I like to refer to as morning face. It's very specific, you know what I mean? We all know what morning face looks like. Gonna do this. Gonna do some Gucci. Y'all are quite familiar with this. This is my beautiful Gucci bronzer, Éclat Soleil in 01. I love it because it's super rosy. And it's great for winter, and we're going to take another question. How are you doing? Can you share a little of what's been going on? Only if you can, no worries if not. Okay, I wish I could tell y'all everything, but I appreciate this question because I cannot. That is all. It's not my situation to share. So I can't, but I appreciate you asking. My baby girl is an Aries with a Scorpio moon and rising. What do you think she will be? So we just got done with Scorpio season. We are now in Sag season, and you know, we all kind of felt the shift. I don't know, maybe you didn't, I did. The thing about Scorpio is I think they get a bad rap. Scorpios are, you know, deep and feelsy and kind of get this like Machiavellian rap sometimes. Like people kind of act like they're all Caligula or something. They're all just sitting there like playing chess in their minds and trying to figure out how to get one over on everybody. And it's like, that's absolutely not the case. Two of my favorite Scorpios are Tom of Hope Miss Tom channel. And that was a weird way to say that. One of my best friends, Hope Miss Tom, and one of my other best friends, Kelly Gooch, are both Scorpios, and they are two of the sweetest, most genuine people I have ever known in my life. I think that the Scorpio profile is, I don't know, yes, I would say you don't want to be on a Scorpio's bad side, but who wants to be on anybody's bad side? I don't know. But also, Scorpios are very balancing for Aries because we're really impulsive. I'm an Aries. Aries are really impulsive. We kind of trust our guts a little too much sometimes. And so it's really nice to have a Scorpios are very willing to wait, which is cool. Sit tight, wait for the right moment, analyze the situation. They're very patient in that sense. And I am probably like one of the most impatient people in the world. It's like the thing that I work on the most about myself is how impatient I am. So it sounds like, especially because your moon, right, is your like emotional self, and your rising is the way that you sort of face the world, but your Aries, I mean the sun, is like, you know, your true nature or whatever. That sounds like she's gonna be really balanced. Sounds like a pretty good combo, you know what I mean? Like neither of those is an earth sign, so I mean I wouldn't, you know, think she's gonna probably grow up and be like a tax attorney or something, but like other than that, I think that that's a pretty cool hand to be dealt, personally. She sounds like she's gonna be awesome. Probably already awesome. So there's that. I'm gonna do a little bit of powder before God, that looks incredible. I'm so glad I did that primer. I did my makeup earlier and I hated it. And so I'm just really glad that that turned out the way that it did. That looks really, really nice. Maybe we won't powder. Maybe we'll go in with these eyeshadows and then we'll kind of clean up and powder. But I want to go ahead and swatch the Dior shadows versus the Sephora shadows because I don't even remember how much these are, but they're like $35, I think, like somewhere ballpark like that for a freaking eyeshadow. But I mean, that's like, you know, Charlotte Tilbury, like everybody's are kind of like that. But then we have these Sephora ones that are $10, I believe. Oh yeah, I forgot. This one like doesn't want to open now. Open, you jerk! No, it's gonna open through the back. This packaging, y'all were right. This packaging is flawed. Sephora Choco XS. Shock Chalk is really, really creamy. It is the metallic effect, I think, metal effect formula, and it's really grippy on your finger. It feels almost more like a putty, whereas the other one is, you know, just feels more of a satin eyeshadow, basically. So there is Shock Chalk, absolutely gorgeous. Looks great on my hand. Once it gets on my eye, you'll see it really just like cools me down. It's not my like ideal undertone. This is, again, these are colors that like Amanda really loves to wear, and Amanda I think just has like this much cooler of undertones than I do. It's kind of funny. It's like Tom has a little bit pinker, Amanda's are a little bit bluer, and then my friend Rebecca, hers are a little bit greener. I ended up actually giving her a bunch of my foundations that all kind of leaned a little too green on me because she'll use my shade recommendations and then just use a green color corrector typically. And she ended up like, you know, all of them matched her perfectly. So I was able to rehome my Gucci, one of my Guerlain Terracottas, my Shiseido, which wasn't a bad shade match. It's just I can't wear it because it's got the octinoxate in it. But oh my God, what a gorgeous formula. Very good to give things to, you know, homes where they will get use kind of thing. Okay, so next we have Poncho. Okay. Poncho is gorgeous. It does also look a little bit like Choco XS, except it doesn't have any shimmer, like any actual shimmer particles. It's just a satin. And then we have Beige Mitza, which I've never gotten to touch before. And it's metallic. Oh my gosh. That's different. That's not what I was expecting at all. Ooh, Beige Mitza. Okay. Natalie, my skin trust. You need that. Sorry. I'm assigning you a color. You need that. These are gorgeous. I have to swatch the YSL quad now. I'm sorry. I have compulsions. I can't be stopped. Where is it? It's my hyperfixation. Like this kind of thing is my hyperfixation and I love it. So this is the Couture Mini Clutch in 100 and I'm going to swatch it on the other hand so that we can just compare because obviously they're not going to be exactly the same. This is a quad and those are singles kind of thing, but it's all this same sort of family of cool neutrals. Ooh, look at that. Wow. So the deepest color in the YSL, I would say is most similar to Poncho. And then the next one up is a little bit similar to Beige Mitza. And then over here, I would say that these two are, you know, fairly similar to one another, but these two are quite different. But my God, we are really due, right? We're really building up to a bedroomized Bambi swatching video, face swatching video. That'll be locked and loaded. But I think that like we'll probably still do it before the end of the year, I think. But mainly the end of the year is going to start being roundups, which are always fun. I love roundups. And y'all, I didn't do a mid-year declutter. It's so overdue. It's so overdue. Like we are going to do a declutter and it's going to be amazing. It's probably going to be like 4 videos. It's going to be so relaxing as we go into Mercury retrograde. Actually, we'll be ending Mercury retrograde. Mercury goes direct on January 1st. So it'll be a nice way to kind of unwind from all of it. So I was afraid that I wasn't going to be able to kind of like use more than one, but I think we'll be able to use more than one. I'm going to actually start with this one, the poncho color, on a brush because I think that it's going to be satin, as in not glittery enough, that I can, you know, use it in my crease and stuff like that. We'll just see. I'm going to use a rougher brush just because I have been trying to test them and make use of them, but like I don't know, I got them all mixed up with everything. So really, so far, I think they're lovely. The main thing with natural bristle brushes, especially when they are as kind of densely packed as these like Japanese made ones are, it's like better to work with smaller, like always err on the side of smaller because they're going to spread a lot of product around, but I don't really mind in this case. All right, let's grab another question. Ooh! Favorite scent sprays? Any unisex? Well, yes. My favorite one is Father Figure from Fleur. Let's see. I want to be careful here. And obviously it's called Father Figure. It's meant to be kind of masculine, but it's not woody. And I do feel like it's incredibly androgynous. My friend Danny was visiting and I met up with him in the city. When we were in the taxi, I think that the Uber, whatever. I think that I got my own, and for good reason. I think I got my own Uber rating lowered because Danny asked, he was like, I think I smell like mildew because it was raining and he had like pulled out his raincoat. And I was like, oh, I have perfume. And then he sprayed perfume all over himself in the car. Which is like not something you're supposed to do inside of like a closed environment. So I don't blame that person for lowering my rating. This is really beautiful. I do want to use a synthetic brush though. It's just, they're out of control. Like they just spread so much product so quickly. It's like I need a little bit more time. So I'm using one of Angie's brushes. Not Angie Hot and Flashy. Angeshka, owner of Singe Beauty. This is the Singe E04. Yeah, this is, I see why you would sell this as a mono shadow because it's like you could really do a look with only this color if you wanted to, kind of thing. It's just a solution kind of color, you know? But also like it's very similar, like you saw, to the YSL Quad where it's just kind of like a complete thought, you know? It's an all-in-one sort of thing. But we are getting drama pretty quickly here. Ah. So I'm going to take a little brush. I'm going to take a 209 from BK and dip it in there. This is very pigmented. I know that we don't talk about that anymore. That's not like a, I don't know. We used to always say that in the beauty space years and years ago. Like, ooh, it's so pigmented. It was usually because it was inexpensive. And so it'd be like a Morphe shadow or something. And they'd be like, oh, it's so pigmented, as if pigment meant that it wasn't low quality kind of thing. Over the years, we have all kind of come to terms with the fact that like something being pigmented doesn't mean it's high quality necessarily. And that the way something swatches doesn't necessarily deem it high quality. It's all about whether or not you want your eyeshadow or whatever it is that you're swatching to like speak on your behalf, right? Like I tried to look at you while I was doing that with the brush and I stuck the brush in my eyeball. Something that swatches really well a lot of times is something that is also going to kind of enter the room before you. I mean, unless it's really close to your skin tone, but like that's, you know, indie shadows tend to swatch really well kind of thing. And that's just not always what I want, you know? Okay, so I'm going to take Beige Mitza. I will say Beige Mitza is beiger, lighter than it looks online. I'm going to, oh my goodness gracious. Oh, that's so gosh darn pretty and so gosh darn satisfying. Wow. Wow, but I'm glad I haven't powdered yet because I do feel like we overdid it. It's a lot. God, that's pretty. Wow. Wait, the light's changing. Oh no. Oh no. I'm gonna have to cover that window if it starts like eclipsing my face. Ah, God, that makes my eyelids look like they have actual real estate on them. Do you know what I mean? Huh. Goodness gracious, that's pretty. Oh, any other sprays that are unisex? I'm using a little bit of the Charlotte Tilbury highlighter here on my inner corner just to complete the whole vibe here. I don't know if they really are like considered unisex, and it sort of depends what you define as unisex kind of thing. I just think that like when it comes to fragrance, a lot of times people think like floral, female, like, you know what I mean? Like that's not my opinion. It's just kind of the way that I think people think of it, and like, you know, masculine, woody kind of thing. But I think that the body sprays from Fleur are also really, really lovely. I can't get enough of Vanilla Skin. It's like when you first smell it, you think, oh, that's, you know, kind of on the nose, you know what I mean? But once you put it on your skin, it gets more woody and more nuanced. It's really, really nice. Plus, if a dude smelled like that, If a dude smelled like vanilla skin, I would walk up and talk to him and be like, you smell great. All right, so Angie Hot and Flashy, A502. And I'm just using the contour shade there. And we're gonna put that on my face also. I just wanted to do my eyes. My lips feel great. And the scent has left and I'm obsessed. Ooh, I haven't done my makeup, like really done it in a minute. I did it over Thanksgiving. I've been trying to give my skin a break because of the perioral dermatitis, but I also went into, you know, a hot tub, which is like terrible for it. So just trying to live my life. I'm just trying to live my life over here. Isn't that nice? This is annoying. This is annoying. Sorry. But the natural light is just so good. Okay. I told y'all that I was going to show you one of the blushes. So I'm not going to tell you the names or anything like that. I'm not going to tell you how many there are, but like this is one of them. And it's beautiful, and it's just this perfect kind of like medium mauve color, and it's going to just basically complement any nice neutral to cool wintry moment. The collection is gorgeous, y'all. I'm so excited to share it with you. We formulated and reformulated these colors and just absolutely obsessed and agonized until they were perfect. I'm so proud of them. I'm just so proud of them, and I'm so proud of the team. Abigail and New were just so incredible. Sam, like the whole situation has just been, again, a pleasure, and we're gonna do a better job on the release this time. We learned so much. So there's that. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to use my Tiramisu eyeliner. I'm still absolutely in love with this. This is the one from the Sephora collection. I need to sharpen it. What I love about this is that it really goes with this color profile that I've been into lately, this kind of like cool tone Bambi brown kind of color. It's like brown, but it does not go in warm at all, but it's also not gray. It's just kind of perfect. And then I'm actually, look what I ran across, a brand new tube of Thrive in brown. So I'm gonna use that. And then I will come back and we will do the lips. I'll do my brows too. I'll probably take another question. Do you know what I just realized? We didn't powder and I have no intention to. Like, I think that as I get into winter, I just get so tired of the dryness that like I end up quitting powder anyway. And like, look at my under eyes. They look fantastic. I'm just going to keep it like that. Screw it. No powder. No powder. Say it with me. Okay. You know what else I realized? This is a bridal eye. Okay. Like those two eyeshadows, bridal. Like this looks so pretty. Like just so elegantly pretty with just like the right amount of drama. Oh, where have I been on the Dior eyeshadows? My God. And so easy. So freaking easy. So let's take one more question and we will play with this lipstick. Favorite Christmas movie and favorite Christmas song? That's a softball because some of them aren't, okay? I would love to tell you my opinions on so many things, but there's this thing called context collapse. And what that means is that I can't control who sees what I say. And so that's why I can't talk about certain things. So this is Lynette Stone here. I'm trying to stay away from this like light that's literally like coming for me right now. But my favorite Christmas movie, I'm not sure I love Christmas movies to be honest. And I'm putting this on top of the lip oil, so it's going to like lighten it a little bit. It could be a lot more intense. Probably like Home Alone or Home Alone 2. I don't know, I'd have to think about it because like, it's certainly not, you know, Love Actually. I like Love Actually, but it's like, it's got a lot of really weird stuff in it. I don't know. That's the most glorious color of anything ever. This is a bridal look! What the? I mean, maybe it's just because I'm wearing like a white tank top. I feel that way, but like this feels so bridal to me. Although I get accused of doing the same look every single time. And like, maybe you could say that like most of my looks are bridal looks, okay? Throw on a pair of fake eyelashes, call it a day. I mean, you don't have to wear fake eyelashes to your wedding, but they do photograph well. Favorite Christmas song? God, is it Christmas music? I don't know. There's something about it. Like, I started playing some for Simon in the car yesterday, and I was like, darn it. My cold, cold heart just melted. I just love it. I think this is such a dumb deep cut. I should be like, oh, Bing Crosby or something like that. Y'all, Christina Aguilera does a version of Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas that will break your heart. I get goosebumps thinking about it. It is incredible. I am such a snobberooski about these kinds of things, but look, when it comes to Christmas music, I want it to give me the feelings. I want it to give me the vibes. I do listen to a lot of like Christmas jazz. I love Christmas jazz. But if you haven't heard the Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas by Christina Aguilera. Like, go do it immediately. Like, blast it either in your car or in headphones because, like, it's wild. Okay, so as the light is coming for me, but I feel like the 4K, you're really able to see all this stuff. Let's do some final thoughts because this has been enlightening. Oh, I do also want to mention the reason, even though I mentioned that I was going to, the reason that I don't have the Hermes quad is because they didn't put it on sale. I didn't know when I was talking about the sales, like that there were going to be, you know, what the brands that were not going to be in the sale were, and I guess Hermes wasn't. And I don't know. I just didn't want to pay $108 for it, okay? If you really want me to review one of those Hermes quads, I will. You know I will. I just was like, $108 on Black Friday? Like, that just feels wrong to me. So anyway, that's why I ended up buying 2 Dior Shadows instead. So anyway, I mean, in case you can't tell, these are knocking it out of the park. They're absolutely so easy, so fantastic, so beautiful, and the colors are perfect. Like, have I used the Sephora ones? Yes, but they didn't make this neutral of a look. They made a much cooler look. Like, if you look at them in their pans, which, by the way, this one won't even open now, so it's like I have just the pan. They look purple, and they look purple on my skin too. Like, they're very pretty when I swatch them on the back of my hand, but they do lean mauve, which is fine. It's just like not what I was, it's harder for me to work with, right? But this is like perfectly neutral in terms of like my skin tone being neutral kind of thing. Like, this is an everyday wearable kind of neutral brown that goes with so much. And I just feel like the whole look came together in such a pleasing way. Like, there's drama. It's not like you can't tell I'm wearing makeup, but I love how it looks. And when I put beige mitts on my eyelids, y'all saw my reaction. I was like, wait a second, dimension. Like, that makes my eyelids look huge. And that's what I'm always going for. So like, drink it in. It's really, really good. I'm really excited about it. I'm glad I got those, and I'm glad I got them on sale. But this is my new favorite thing because yes, the scent did eventually go away. It's a pleasure while you're using it, and it doesn't linger and it doesn't taste like anything. Whereas I will say, Gucci, their stuff is always going to smell like Gucci, and it's always going to kind of taste like Gucci, okay? Like, that's just what it is. I do really like the color enough, and I like the formula enough, and if you some people love the Gucci scent. You know, it's just very floral. So, that color is off the charts. Lynette Stone, my God. I'm stoked. I'm stoked on this. Like, I'm really excited about these. I'm gonna film at a different time of day next time. Wow. This is what I get for trying to film in the afternoon. I'm so sorry. But yeah, y'all, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know your thoughts down below, and let me know if you want me to get the Hermes quad or not. Like, if you think it's stupid not to get it. So anyway, yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. I will link everything down below. I will put over here, I'll put a video that I think you'll like if you enjoyed this one. If you have not yet subscribed, cool people subscribe. So subscribe if you're cool. It'd be cool if you did. Thank you so much for watching and for hanging out with me today, y'all. I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.